Cassie's friend, yeah, the one who used to be a top creative director at Bad Boy, just got grilled in court. That cross-examination got people whispering in every corner of the industry. And the stories coming out? Let's just say they paint a whole different picture of what was going down behind the scenes, including some shocking talk about Diddy allegedly dangling people over balconies. That's not a metaphor. That's what's being said. And guess what? A certain top 5 rapper is being eyed by the authorities now. Yup, the judge ain't playing, paperwork's moving, and the streets are buzzing. And then we got DDG tossed into the mix. What he got wrapped up in now? Oh, it's getting ugly. Fast. Soulja Boy also popped up wild and as usual, but this time, people not laughing, they're confused and concerned. Like, is this for clout or something else? And hey, if this your first time tapping in with Celeb Source, hit that like button if you catch even a smidge of drama that got your head spinning. Don't forget to smash that subscribe and tap that bell. We drop receipts, rumors, and reactions every single day. Now check this out. It's Pride Month, Day 5, and we're bringing some real perspective with a powerful verse. Straight from James chapter 4. God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. That hits hard, especially with the story we got coming up on LL. Real talk, the original meaning of that word resist, it's intense. It ain't passive. It means God actively pushes back against ego and pride. Let that sit with you. Stay locked in. It's about to get even crazier. That's not just opposition, it's active beef. If you're walking around full of pride, you're basically positioning yourself as one of God's ops. You feel me? He's not just ignoring you, he's pushing back. Meanwhile, real humility, that pulls God in. It attracts him. And with him comes strength, peace, and clarity. The stuff money can't buy. Now, LL Cool J just said something that caught major attention, and it sounded like real humility to me. Take a listen to his words. You caught that, right? He's spitting truth. That's what it means to be teachable. That's what it means to stay humble, to stay open, to stay grounded.
I pay attention to people in front of me and behind me. You can learn something from anybody. If a homeless dude tell you don't do push-ups in traffic, you should probably listen. Not saying, oh, he's homeless, so I'm not listening to that. What does he know? People have a tendency to only want to listen to people if they think they're successful. That's a mistake.
Right. You can learn something from anyone.
Yes, you can. You just got to know what to listen.
LL's not out here flexing just to flex. He's showing what real strength looks like. Being open to learn even when you already made it. And here's the real deal. People out here struggling to stay humble with other humans because they ain't even humble in front of God first. They're too busy chasing that fake independence the world sells. Like it's powerful to not need anybody. But even dark forces know better. Pride will always get you pushed back. Pride makes you miss your blessings. Let's be clear, wisdom ain't boxed in. It doesn't only come from folks with money, fame, or followers. It can come from anywhere, if you're actually listening. So yeah, it's Pride Month. But remember what's written, God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. If that hits home, show some love and hit that like button.
Wide receiver. He running down the field in that gap. Yeah. She done went and got that athlete dick.
Right.
Chances are this nigga don't drink or smoke. He taking all his vitamins and his nutrients.
He's at the IV therapy.
He's at the IV therapy clinic. He can run 7 miles a day. Boy's conditions.
Different than that
Stamina
drug
up.
rapper.
Man, he fucking the shit out of Cardi B. And they driving out shit crazy. Man, then they got that rapping dick full of that dope, that syrup, stand up late, club food, lack of exercise, low testosterone. Yeah.
That's
I be mad an NFL nigga fucking on my bitch. Yeah, I'm gonna sabotage some shit. Cause you can't have fuck the athlete nigga in tip top shape. What's that nigga position?
Wide receiver.
Don't just scroll past. Tap in if you're rocking with this truth. And yo, about DDG, we gotta talk. Stay tuned, it gets wild from here. The whole DDG and Halle Bailey drama, it's messier than anyone expected. And now it's leaking all over the internet like a busted pipe. So here's what's out there now. Halle, aka the Little Mermaid, allegedly told someone that DDG attacked her and even chipped her tooth. Yeah, chipped it. But DDG's side of the story, he claims she lunged at him from the back seat during an argument, lost her balance, and ended up busting her own face on the steering wheel. Seriously? Now you're probably thinking, how does that even make sense? Like, what kind of backseat dive ends in dental damage like that? But hey, DDG's sticking to his version, and the internet, well, they got receipts. Turns out there's a clip where Halle herself says she chipped her tooth a long time ago, which had fans scratching their heads like, wait a minute. So who's telling the truth here? Is it two different incidents or someone spinning the story? Either way, things got heated fast. So heated that Soulja Boy randomly popped up like, oh, y'all scrapping? Bet I'm in too. He told DDG flat out, you better not be throwing hands at the Little Mermaid. And just like that, it turned into
Name out your mouth.
Soulja started clowning DDG, calling him Captain Save a Fish and everything, and DDG fired right back. Now they're talking about getting in the ring and boxing it out like this is celebrity fight night or something. And here's the kicker. None of this is funny, but the way it's spiraling into social media circus territory, man, it's wild out here. So now we're watching this drama unfold in real time, and who knows what receipts might drop next. So apparently, DDG out here teaching classes now? Yeah, for real. He gave a whole lecture at CAA, like it was Streamer University or something. And the topic? Internet Beef 101. No joke. Dude broke down how to navigate drama online like it was a masterclass in digital war. And one of the wildest lessons? We got the clip. Check it out for yourself. Now fast forward. After all that barking online, Soulja Boy suddenly backed down. Yup. All that heat he was throwing, he holstered it real quick. What did he post? Man said, squashing this DDG beef. This looking like a DMP situation. Minding my business from here on out. Done trolling these ninjas. What? From wild threats to a peaceful sign-off? That's the most chill thing Soulja Boy has said in forever, and that's saying something. So why the switch up? Let's keep it real. Soulja must have seen those text messages between DDG and Halle Bailey, and whatever he saw in there made him fall all the way back. Because those messages, they're messy, like real messy. No cap. Now here's the thing. Nobody asked for any of this to go public. Nobody asked to see the DMs or witness the inner chaos of that relationship, but here it is, out in the open, blasted online for the culture to dissect. This ain't just celebrity gossip anymore. It's turning into a whole new level of digital exposure, and it's only getting deeper from here. These celebs just keep handing over the drama on a silver platter. Nobody even asked, but here they go, leaking their own tea, dropping receipts left and right. First came the court docs, then boom, leaked text messages between DDG and Halle Bailey hit the net. And bruh, it's a whole situation. Now let me break this down the best way I can, cause once you see what's in those texts, whew, it's no light drama. It's straight up emotional wreckage. But hold up, as I'm trying to pull up the screenshots, news hits my phone. Apparently, Diddy out here threatening people again? That update wild, but I'll circle back to that at the end. Let's focus. Back to DDG and Halle. Their texts, the ones being passed around now, they sound raw, like real personal. And this ain't no vague I miss you convo, it's deeper. One of the leaked lines allegedly from Halle reads, "This is proof you leave me hanging as a mother." Let that sink in. Now folks online are going crazy. Was she talking about emotional abandonment, about co-parenting, about loyalty? Fans are connecting dots, others are saying stop jumping to conclusions, but the damage is already done. Once that message got out, the whole internet hit a frenzy. And just when you're trying to stay focused on that, boom! Elon and Trump start throwing shade at each other too. Elon literally told Trump, "You wouldn't have even won without me." Like, what is even happening today? This timeline is on fire, but we'll handle that on the political channel later. Right now, all eyes are still locked on DDG and Halle. And best believe, we got more coming. So don't blink, this saga ain't over yet. The messages that dropped between DDG and Halle Bailey, man, they took a dark turn, fast. These weren't just arguments or jealousy. This was deep emotional pain unfolding in real time. So here's what the leaked texts show. At exactly 11:09 p.m. in March 2024, Halle sent him a flood of messages. She started with, "You won't step up when I need you. I'm begging you." Then, without skipping a beat, she drops this bomb. "I just found out you slept with Lala in Mexico." And then it escalates into something way heavier. She says, "I'm going to end my life tonight." She even adds, "My son won't be around for it. I hate you forever. You can have him. Let her be his mom." Yeah, that's how serious it got. 1 minute, raw heartbreak. The next, straight up desperation. At 11:10 p.m., DDG replies. He hits her with, "I can't believe you." Then again, "Sometimes it be that way. I cannot believe you, lady." And that's all he had to say. She comes right back with more. "I hate you. You're the most horrible person I've ever met. I wish I didn't have to fight with you, but you keep letting me down." Then she talks about feeling like he's using their son, saying he treats their child like some exchangeable deal, even accusing him of using their family drama for views. And to make it worse, she says he shows love to every other woman, but not her. These weren't just angry words, they were cries for help. You can feel the weight in every message. She wasn't just mad, she was shattered. She had a child with this man, and in that moment, it felt like he was giving the whole world attention. Except her. Whether people side with one or the other, or neither, one thing is undeniable. This isn't internet beef. This is a woman in deep pain, putting it all out there, and the whole world is now watching. And this is only part of the storm. It gets worse. This next part of the leaked texts, it hits real heavy. No jokes, no filters. Halle Bailey's messages to DDG paint the picture of a woman who's not just hurt, she's breaking. She tells him straight up, "You flirt with every other woman in the world but me." Then she hits him with this gut punch. "You hate me. You want me to die. I want to die because of you." Let that sink in for a second. These ain't just angry words in the heat of the moment. This is someone crying out from a place of serious pain. And the worst part? Too many people see messages like this and just scroll. Or worse, they ignore it. But this stuff is real. And some of y'all know you've either sent texts like this or been on the receiving end of them. Now pause. Imagine a woman sending your son this. Or sending this to your brother. That changes how it hits, doesn't it? She also wrote, "I want to die, I never want to be here again." And another text reads, "I hate this all. I hate this life." DDG's response, he says, "Please stop taking this to the extreme." That's all. No empathy, no comfort. Just a line like he's trying to shut it down fast. But it doesn't stop with text. The court documents brought even more drama. One document states that Halle, referred to as the petitioner, demanded that DDG speak to her and help set up a schedule. But what came next? According to the doc, right after demanding communication, she struck him. Yup, physical contact. That's what it says on record. So now the situation's evolved from emotional text into a legal powder keg, with accusations on both sides and receipts to match. It's raw, it's ugly, and it's got everyone watching and wondering what's next. So according to DDG, here's what he claims went down. He says Halle launched herself from the back seat over the center console and started swinging on him in the front. While doing that, her own momentum allegedly caused her to slam her head against the steering wheel. He swears, "At no point did I strike her." He says he only tried to protect himself, holding her arms down to block more punches. And honestly, a lot of dudes heard that and went, "Yeah, I've been there." That kind of chaos, way more common than people want to admit. But here's where things really twist. In the court docs, DDG claims she threatened him, said if they didn't reconcile, she was going to move forward with an abortion. He called it the most troubling part of the whole situation, saying it was pure coercion. His exact words, "It was an attempt to control me." Now, pause and really think about that. Is using something like abortion as leverage emotional manipulation? 100% it is. It's a form of control that doesn't get talked about enough, but it happens. A lot. And folks hate hearing it out loud, but that doesn't make it any less real. People play psychological games in relationships, and when you're dealing with a high-profile situation like this, the stakes get even nastier. And unfortunately, it gets worse. The court files didn't stop at just text messages. DDG came with images, showing visible cuts. He submitted receipts of threats of self-harm, screenshots, paperwork, all of it. This ain't just two celebs arguing anymore. This is a situation with real danger, real injuries, and a flood of emotional trauma pouring out into public view. What started as drama between two young stars has now turned into a full-blown crisis. And the documents still aren't done spilling. The next round of leaked texts, it's tense, real tense. And this one unfolds on Mother's Day, May 12th, 2024. It starts with a message from Halle at 5:35 p.m. She texts DDG, "I just thought we'd do what I wanted today since it's Mother's Day. But if you really want to go, you can. I'll just go home and pack." Then she hits him with that cold silence breaker, "Hello." We've all seen or sent that one. The hello, when emotions are boiling and the other person goes ghost. But get this, DDG didn't respond until 5 hours later, and when he does, the energy shifts fast. He texts her, "If you don't come back here, I'm going to call the police. I don't want you to do something stupid." Now that one line tells us a lot. Sounds like they were together earlier, and then she left. And now he's panicking. The tone gets more urgent. He follows it up immediately with, "I'm giving it 5 minutes." Then boom, another message. "You have a son." Then he drops a bomb. "I know you took my gun." What? That changes everything. Next message, "The gun has no safety." That's when things go from bad to scary. Then finally, DDG pleads, "Put it down." Yeah, he's talking about the gun. And this time, he's not arguing. He's pleading. At this point, it's not even about fame, music, or public drama anymore. This is full-blown crisis mode. A mother, a child, a weapon, and pure panic over what could happen next. These texts paint a terrifying picture. No matter whose side you're on, this is dangerous, raw, and it's spiraling out of control. And from what's being said, the worst might not even be over yet. The next part of this unraveling story, man, it gets even heavier. After that terrifying exchange about the gun, DDG sends a picture of their child. Then he texts her again, this time with a gut-punching message. "You're going to have him go through life without a mom." Then he follows with, "I have to call the police. I can't let this happen." That was at 10:13 p.m. The tone? Pure panic, fear, helplessness. Then, around 2 a.m., Halle texts back. Her message hits different. It's not angry. It's cold and hurt. "I tried calling. It's just weird you wouldn't check on me or ask if we made it safely." She's calling him out for what she says is emotional neglect. She continues, "After a day like yesterday, and after the things you said to me, you're just not capable of showing affection or love." And that's been a constant thread in all of this. She's reaching for connection, for reassurance, and says all she's met with is silence. She even says, "You send me to voicemail like I'm just a fly in your way." That line right there, that's pain talking. Then she sends 2 audio messages. We don't hear them, but the tone is clear. She's desperate to be heard. But then things take an even darker turn when the texts flash back to 2 years earlier, in 2022. In those older messages, the pattern continues. She sends voice notes, says, "Answer the phone, answer the phone." And then texts. I'm gonna try one more time. If you don't answer, it's over forever. I'm not playing Daryl, that's it. His reply, I just want to be left alone. And then, the moment that had everyone stunned. She says, I'm calling for help. Then follows it with, I have a knife. That line right there, that's when it stops being a messy breakup and becomes a full-blown emergency. We're not just watching a relationship fall apart. We're watching two people locked in a dangerous cycle. One calling out for love, the other shutting down. And in the middle of it all, a baby, a weapon, and pain that's now public for the entire world to dissect. And from the looks of it, this is far from the end. So now we're deep into the court-documented breakdown of this relationship. And what's being revealed? It's not just emotional, it's volatile. Halle had texted DDG saying, I'm calling for help. Why don't you care? And she adds that she has a knife. DDG's response came later. You have a knife? For what? Let that sit for a minute. The weight of that silence in between is heavy. Everything we're seeing in these court files shows the back and forth between two people clearly spiraling. They're not in the same room. These texts are flying back and forth, digital fire being thrown in real time. But even without being face-to-face, the chaos? It's explosive. So now the question that starts creeping into people's minds, who's the unstable one here? Who's the loose cannon? But honestly, when it gets this toxic, it's not even about who's worse. It's about why neither of them hit the brakes. Because this is what a slow burn disaster looks like. And if you think that part was bad, it gets even worse from here. But here's the thing. This situation might be going viral because it involves celebrities, but the truth is, this kind of mess plays out every day in regular households too. This ain't just about DDG and Halle anymore, it's a wake-up call. If you're in something toxic, don't wait for it to blow up. Don't wait for the crash. Don't wait till it's speeding 100 down the highway with no brakes. If you see the signs early, get out while it's moving slow. That's when the damage is manageable. That's when you can walk away with your peace still intact. Because if you stay too long, trying to fix what's already cracked, the wreck is gonna be way harder to survive. And this story right here, it's proof of just how bad it can get when nobody pulls the plug. Because when it gets to that point, when you finally have to jump, you're already hurt. So why wait? Get out before the damage gets worse. Let's be real. It started back in 2022 with her texting about a knife. Fast forward to now, she's allegedly leaving with the baby. And a gun. That's not just a bad breakup. That's a full-blown escalation. But it gets even wilder. According to the court documents, Halle Bailey allegedly went full spy mode and planted AirTags in DDG's car, tracking him without his knowledge. That's what the paperwork says. It wasn't just hearsay either. DDG's own mother submitted a statement to the court, and her words? Straight out of a Netflix thriller. She says, I reside in LA and I'm closely involved in my son's life. My fiance George, who's also Daryl's driver, and I both helped discover several Apple AirTags that were secretly placed in his vehicle. They didn't find just one. They found multiple. According to her statement, the first AirTag was found in 2023, hidden inside DDG's Maybach. That same night, he called her panicked, because Halle had allegedly popped up uninvited at a movie theater in Beverly Hills, where DDG was watching a film with another woman. That's when things got really heated. His mom said Halle called her directly, yelling over the phone that she knew where DDG was and threatening to mess him up. So she and her fiancé George jumped in the car and rushed to the theater. When they got there, they say Halle was already outside, furious, trying to confront and physically fight the woman DDG was with. This ain't jealousy. This is surveillance-level obsession, according to what's now on record. It's one thing to argue to text wild things in private, but tracking someone's car and showing up ready to fight? That's not love. That's a warning sign, with flashing red lights and sirens blaring. And this This is still just what's been revealed in the paperwork. So according to the court records, DDG's mother didn't just witness the chaos. She stepped in personally to calm things down outside that movie theater. But the real shock came the next day. So now we're deep in the court testimony, and it just keeps getting more disturbing. DDG's mom says every single time one of those AirTags was discovered, it wasn't by accident. It took teamwork. She, George, her fiance, and DDG had to work together. George would get the alerts. They'd tear through the vehicles until they physically found the hidden devices. And things reached a new level when his mom and George moved into DDG's home. That's how serious things had gotten. Then, while cleaning the place, she opens a drawer in DDG's bedroom. And what does she find? A whole box of unused Apple AirTags. Just sitting there. According to her, they were left behind by Halle, who had been living in the house on and off before. That alone is a red flag. Multiple AirTags already found hidden in his cars and in a diaper bag. And now a stash of spares just sitting in the house? DDG did what a lot of people in his position might do. He filed a motion to block Halle from taking their child out of the country. He told the court it was for safety, that it wasn't personal, it was about protecting his son from instability, threats, and everything that's now public record. But guess what? The judge denied his request. Denied. Let's recap this chaos real quick. She first said he chipped her tooth, then later said she did it herself. Then she posted images claiming assault. He fired back with his own pics showing injuries. The court saw text messages about her taking the baby, taking a firearm, and making self-harm threats. She allegedly said if he didn't reconcile with her, she'd go through with an abortion. And she allegedly tracked him using hidden devices. 4 of them. In luxury cars, bottles, even a diaper bag. And despite all that, when DDG asked the court to stop her from traveling internationally with their child, the judge said no. No pause, no investigation first, no mutual hold, just denied. And a lot of people are asking, how does that make sense? Because in situations like this, it wouldn't be crazy to say, let's freeze everything until we know what's really going on. But to greenlight international travel for someone who, according to the court docs, has made repeated threats. Yeah, that's not just odd, that's terrifying. Don't you find that strange? After everything we just laid out, the texts, the threats, the surveillance, the legal filings, the court still said no to DDG's request. And that raises a bigger issue. Some people want the woman to be right so bad they'll ignore every red flag waving in front of them. And on the flip side, some folks will back a man just because he's a man, even if the facts are staring them in the face. But let's be real here. Truth isn't about gender. If you're out here choosing sides based purely on whether it's a man or woman involved, instead of what the actual evidence shows, you're not judging. You're just picking favorites. That's not discernment. That's bias. This isn't about being Team Halle or Team DDG. It's about recognizing real behavior patterns, emotional manipulation, and serious accusations, backed by court documents, receipts, and testimony. And if you're still ignoring all of that just to ride for your favorite side, you're playing yourself. Too many people do this. They pick a side, then twist everything they see to fit that narrative. But truth doesn't need protecting. It just needs to be seen. Let's be clear. Nobody's saying one person is always right and the other is always wrong. That's not real life. But when evidence lays it out plain and folks still ignore it just because of who they like more, that's the real problem. So no, being a woman doesn't make you automatically innocent. And being a man doesn't make you automatically guilty. Respect goes both ways. Accountability? That's for everybody. This isn't about who's got what body parts. It's about who's doing what behind closed doors, and whether those actions are safe, healthy, or dangerous. In the end, right is right, and wrong is wrong. No matter who's doing it. Let's make one thing clear. Being a woman doesn't automatically make you good, just like being a man doesn't make you bad. Let's stop confusing gender with character. Now, hold up. Do I even want to get into this next story? I got 2 wild ones on deck, and I'm debating if y'all even ready. But real quick, let's stay focused for a second. Before we move on from this DDG and Halle Bailey saga, I want to hear your take. What did you learn from watching this whole situation unfold? What does it teach you about how toxic a relationship can really get? Especially when nobody walks away early. Drop it in the comments below. Let's talk about it.